Morning!
Morning.
I'm the Big Bleeper.
Happy Friday, fun day. I'm the little bleeper. And we are the bleepers.
On a couch.
Drinking coffee.
Woo!
Talking about business stuff.
Yeah. All right. What's today? What are we doing?
Today, we've talked about before pay-per-click versus SEO. I think that was episode 13. And today we're going to revisit the pay-per-click and tell you why
SEO is so important to combine with it.
SEO is so important to combine with it. So rather than looking at one versus the other, we need to look at why if you do one first and then you do the other, it's so good.
Yeah, I think we run across people every now and then that are actually doing Facebook ads and doing quite well, or they're doing pay-per-click with Google Ads, or Google AdWords as it's called at the moment, but about to change to Google Ads. And one of the things they often say is, I don't understand why my pay-per-click price has suddenly jumped, or I don't understand why it's always been high. And the reason that happens is SEO. So if you pay, I should clarify that. If your pay-per-click price is actually starts really low, so the first 2 weeks that you start a campaign, Google gives you the benefit of the doubt. All right, so if they haven't seen you before and they don't know what your business is, they give you the benefit of the doubt that your ads are going to be really good and they're going to actually reflect your business really well, because you wouldn't be paying for it otherwise. However, the longer the ad campaign goes, the price sometimes jumps up quite substantially as Google rearranges who they should be sending most of the business to. So your SEO is imperative that you have right. And it's very important that you understand what you've got to do with SEO to make sure that your pay-per-click numbers or your buying power stays strong. So what we have to do is, SEO is just a constantly ongoing thing. And it just needs to be, it's not really a lot of work each week, but it does need to be done well. So
it's specific.
Yeah, it's specific. And so when Google changes something in their algorithm, your SEO expert should be tinkering away in the back of your website, changing a couple of things to make sure that matches the new algorithm. So when Google says, it's like one of the big upgrades for Penguin was no keyword stuffing. So if we've written all the blogs where we've keyword stuffed, so we've put more keywords in there than we should have, then Google will now penalise that blog rather than reward it. So we have to go back through that blog and rewrite it and pull those extra keywords out that we put in. So that's just the sort of stuff that you don't need to be worried about as a business, because you should be worried about making pizzas or whatever you're doing, or being a plumber. So our job is to say, okay, well, this is one of the new upgrades with Google. There's upgrades every month. Some of them are minor, some of them are major. And we just go back through and change the things. Sometimes Google says they want more, so they've just lengthened the main tag that you have in the front of your website from 160 to 250. So most websites haven't been upgraded yet. So the ones that have 250 actually have more chance of being recognised as more relevant. So that's the sort of stuff we want to do in the background.
And so this is also adding to that. This is going with your website, whereas we say to people, it's not an online brochure. The SEO is also part of telling Google that you're keeping your website as up to date as possible. And so again, this is something that we say to people, and they just go, "Well, I don't need to do that. I'm not a big business.
I can't see it. It doesn't make sense to me, so therefore I won't spend any money on it."
But they can't see any value in it whatsoever, and I totally get that.
Yeah. It's like someone coming in and saying, "Hey, I need to remove the ghosts from your front yard. It'll cost you $1,000. You know.
And you don't believe there's any ghosts there, so you're just going bugger off.
Yeah.
So
but let me tell you, there are no ghosts. These are actual things that have to happen to your website, and they should be, like as I said, tinkered with on a monthly basis.
Well,
So
we have done pay-per-click campaigns for people that don't have good SEO, and
they end up paying through the
they
nose.
end up paying through the nose per click.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it's important to remember that, again, pay-per-click isn't for big business. It is like putting an ad in your local paper.
Oh, it's much better than putting that in your local paper.
Well, I was saying, it's like putting an ad in the local paper. I do this in this area. This is what pay-per-click is for. It's got nothing to do with big and huge and all the rest of it. So just forget about thinking I'm too small, because that's not relevant.
Yeah.
So
the reality is, if you're spending $10 a day on pay-per-click, you can get a great result. With that.
Yeah.
And especially if you sell a bigger product. So it's hard if you sell cupcakes. What we're doing with cupcakes, we wouldn't be trying to sell cupcakes. We're actually trying to find you clients that will come and buy those cupcakes for the next several years. So that's the difference between a marketing company and like a geeky expert. We actually start at the beginning and try and find out what you need. So when you try to sell a product and you're trying to use SEO and pay-per-click to do that, you've got to make sure your profits are right, and you've got to do all your numbers to make sure that your numbers actually work out. And you need to know when you're making a success and when you're making a failure. So look, let's take a cupcake shop, for example. We're not going to try and sell cupcakes today. That's not our goal. Our goal is to find a client who will come and buy cupcakes for 2 or 3 years. So we're actually going to target a different way to get people to come to your shop. And it's going to be a loss situation at the beginning, but a big win for you down the road.
Yeah, this is tying back into customer lifetime value, customer yearly value.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's really important because it's part of the equation.
Well, I think if you said to me, what's the biggest thing people don't understand about business, I would say the biggest thing is they don't understand that getting a customer has a huge value. And I'm not talking about just a monetary value. It's over and beyond that. It's security. It's a knowing that your business is going to proceed into the future. And that has a cost.
And on the flip side, losing a customer because you're having a bad day is the biggest mistake you can make. We went to a new coffee shop last Saturday for my birthday. We thought we'll go somewhere, maybe we'll find somewhere new every Saturday and spread the love. And we found a great place. Really nice setup.
Beautiful coffee.
Beautiful logo. Beautiful setting. I said tick, 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 and tick, and tick. They've done all the right things. And then we get to the counter to order, and the guy just greets us like a dish rag. So we're up early Saturday morning, and he's like, what'd you like?
Yeah, good for you, mate. Thanks for coming into our shop. You're in my way. You're actually causing me stress being in my shop.
And interestingly, I thought about leaving a bad review, and I thought, I don't know what to do here, because he was the staff guy, not the business. And
the business was so good.
I don't want to leave them a bad review, but I'm also probably never going to go back. Because
of that staff member.
Because I just thought, you know what? How hard is it for you to be a little bit excited?
Now let's just put that into perspective.
Which has given me an idea for another podcast. So that'll be next one.
So let's put that into perspective. One grumpy staff member has pissed Amanda off so much she doesn't want to go back there, and on a cafe, that is at least a $3,000 a year loss. So that staff member being shitty and having a bad morning.
Or even if we went every Saturday at $20, that's $80 times 12.
Yeah. So, it's a large sum of money to be lost by...
And by the way, I had a chai, I had a nut juice, someone's convinced me to drink almond milk, which I really like with chai. So I had a chai, best one I've ever had. best authentic one I've ever had. And I've had a lot of them now. So even that's not enough to get me to go back.
Well, I mean, we might give them a second chance, but the reality is you got to be so careful. And coming back to what this podcast is about, obviously about balancing your SEO and your pay-per-click. Once you get them balanced, it doesn't cost a lot of money every month to do this. Like, you know, we're working, like, we're obviously a small agency, and we don't charge a lot compared to a big agency. Like, a big agency might charge you, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 a month to run this sort of stuff for you, but we don't charge anything like that.
This is what we're trying to work out. We were trained initially a year and a half ago to be a consultant to a business, as probably medium enterprise, between $2,000 and $8,000 a month, and I just knew straight away that's not small business. And
well, we want to work with small business because that's where we had our problems.
The medium businesses aren't the people that need help. They can afford it, but the people that need to get in front of customers are the small business owners. I have been a solopreneur twice, and it's just been me, and I deserve to be in front or with the big guns on what I was doing because I made a really good product. Yeah. And
if Amanda had hired an agency like ours early on, she would have found a very different outcome.
So Bleak Media is about trying to find a way to give you all this technology and all this arsenal for the best possible outlay in money.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, it's going to bring you money. You're going to say, I've added an income stream to my business, or I've doubled my business, or because as you may or may not know, digital marketing is scalable. So it's not like a newspaper where you can say, I'm going to put a quarter of a page in, and next week it's worked so well for 6 weeks, I'm going to put a double page in and it's going to work 6 times as much. It's not. So a couple more people might see it, but it's not going to be exponential. Digital allows you to scale up, scale down. So when we get it right, you are. I said these are the success stories. That's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So people that have got something special, and they're able to get it in front of the right people.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is a nugget.
All right. So that's it. Pay-per-click and SEO. Make sure you balance them. Make sure you've got someone who knows what they're doing, running it. And yeah. Hope you have a great day today. I'm the Big Bleeper.
See you laters. I'm the Little Bleeper.
Cheers, guys.